Sincerely, I like to say this. I know quite a few of us are going through various things in life, and it gets tough. It gets tough. It gets tough. But I want to commend you on your spirit of not giving up, not sitting idly by, but definitely persevering and forging ahead, despite what people may have said, despite how things may have looked. You decided to stay the course. Your vision that you had, you seen, was a vision to get you past and beyond the place where you may be at right now. It's your vision. So sometimes you can't share everything with everybody. And with that being said, I want to bid you a hump day Wednesday, and definitely praying that you and your family are well. It's a little breezy today. Sun's out, taking a little walk, hoping everything once again is well with you. And so today's topic is, who are you? Who are you? And we're going to take this from the point of view of basically looking at that which resides inside of you. We know it is just a mortal shell that lies in that bed or in that coffin. So you have to ask yourself, who are you? Usually when people proclaim who they are, they usually give their name, their date of birth, their social security number. They usually give all of those things. They usually say, my name is this. I was born this. I reside here. This is my job. This is what I do. All proclaiming who you are. But once again, the question remains to ask, who are you? That spirit that resides in you, who is it? What is it that resides in you that makes you who you are? That's our subject for today. That's the topic for today. I was looking into some of my Masonic readings, and it says that we are in search of that which is lost. And some would say truth is lost. Some would say the real name of Allah is lost. Some have so many opinions about which they are in search of and that which is lost. And all of those are good points. All of them are great points when you say that which is lost. But I'm going to take it a step farther. I'm going to look at myself or individuals who look a little bit more deeper than that. I'm going to look at myself and the spirit that resides in me, which, once the last breath is taken, it's gone. It's not able to return anymore. See, as we breathe in and breathe out, that spirit that goes out, it comes back. But once you take that last breath of air and it goes out, it's never to return again. So what is that? What is that breath? What is so unique about that spirit that it goes out and it comes back? What is I don't know what happened. I had to reconnect some type of way. But anyway, as you take that last, I don't know what happened. I had to reconnect some type of way. But anyway, as you take that last breath and it goes out of you and it doesn't return, what is that? I have to question that. I have to question that because, we say that the tongue is the giver of life and death. It has that power. That little small object that goes up and down has the power to heal, to kill, to bring forth death. It has that ability. And within inside of that, we have this thing we call ruah, or the spirit, or the essence of God that lives in us, that when it goes out, it comes back until you take that final breath. And when it goes out, it doesn't return. So what does that look like? Really? What does that look like? Who are you? I had to ask myself that because of the experiences that I've had here recently. And I'm not going to share them all, but some really made me think in that term. working in the medical field. And for those of us who do that type of work, whatever it may be, who has dealt with parents passing or loved ones passing, what is it? Have you experienced their return, their essence? Have you done that? Have you ever had someone to pass away and they revisited you? And what was that like? Because most of us believe that, you know, you go to heaven or you go to hell. That's what most of us believe. However, if you have ever experienced the return or the essence of the person who passed away to come and visit you, you have to ask yourself that. Who are you? You have to go a little bit deeper. And I would tell you this, within the framework of the Fraternal Order of Freemasonry and the appending degrees, they actually indulge in that, but you have to be willing to open up to it. And if you're not, then you're not going to understand where I'm going to go with this. In each of the degree works that we deal in Freemasonry, it's about life and death. It's about coming to know who are you. It's about the killing of those things that I say it's about the killing of the ego. It's the killing of the superstitious. It's the killing of those things that takes you as a person, as a human being, and corrupts you. That's what I find. And in that, I've seen some great people, and I've seen some terrible people. I've seen some people who I've helped turn their back on me. I've seen some people that I didn't really care for but came to my aid. I'm just telling you. So as we journey through this thing we call life, and as those of us who are Freemasons look at this, let's just take this from a whole nother point of view. When you go through your variety, when you go through your initiation works, what is actually taking place? Who are you? What is actually going on at this time and moment to where you enter this door? You know, because all things preceding that, and when you enter this door, they change. I would tell you this, and I've said it before. Here in the United States, we practice what you call an Americanized standard form of Freemasonry. We do. However, when you venture outside of this box, you will find a variety of forms of Freemasonry, different than your own, but yet the same. You'll be able to identify some of the uniqueness of Freemasonry in all aspects of ritualistic works from a variety of Masonic jurisdictions. The ideal is that some of us are so caught up in the Americanized form of Freemasonry till we're missing a true understanding of its concept, because within each degree, as I said before, is dealing with some, especially when you get into the Scottish Rite, where it deals with astrology, and it deals with there's another one I'm looking for besides astrology. It deals, I can't even think of it right now. It escapes me. But even with that being said, it's in those degrees that you begin to venture out beyond what you were shown in your first 3 degrees, because your plumb, your level, and your square changes as you move up. I'm being honest. That plumb, that level, and that square, as you are told in those first 3 degrees, when you move up into the Scottish Rite and you really begin to apply that, those working tools changes. I guarantee you this: after you get past the Royal Arch degree on the York Rite side, you're giving no more working tools. You're giving no more working tools, okay? When you pass the Royal Arch side on the Scottish Rite side. You're giving no more working tools. No more. That's the end of working tools. Now you're dealing in philosophy. You're dealing in war. You're dealing in strategizing. You're dealing with encampments. You're dealing with man, it's unique, and I like it. I have a young brother in my jurisdiction who reminds me all the time about the LOP. He knows exactly who I'm talking about. If he goes back and listens to this, he's gonna know. I don't have to call his name, but he knows exactly who I'm talking about. They're always talking about what the LOP and the element of the LOP brings, and what the Scottish Rite is all about. You know, it's all about that thing we call protection. It's all about giving those penalties of your obligation. And if you have ever been initiated into any of those degrees, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because each penalty is more severe than the next. It is to remind you in your consciousness of what you said. It is to take you to a place of understanding and say, look, this is who you are. Are you a man or a person about your words? See, when words come out, when words go forth, they actually create. So this is why in days long gone, a man said, my word is bond. Because once you give it, you can't just take it back. But a lot of us are so, I don't know, we don't take our words seriously enough to know what they're really all about. So the question you have to ask yourself is, who are you? When a man or a woman gives her word or give his word, it's supposed to mean something. Because once that ruah leaves, it can't come back. It's gone. When you say you hate somebody, you have already put that out. When you say you love somebody, you have already put that out. When you say things that can help somebody, you put those words out, and those words go forth. They create. They create. You can't take that back. You know, when you say, I hate you, and you mean that shit in your heart, man, you can't take that back. It's a wrap. It's done. When you tell somebody I love you and it's from your heart, it's a wrap. You're supposed to feel that energy, that vibration, that frequency. A lot of us don't feel it. You know how you walk, you mean, I can feel the hate. You know, I can feel the love. It's a frequency. It is a vibration. It is something that's supposed to elevate you or take you down. But what we don't realize and what we don't get sometimes, and this is only my opinion, based on my life journey, is that we don't take the things that we produce seriously. We don't take them seriously. You say what you want, but you don't put the actions behind what you want. So when it doesn't happen, you say, well, it must have been God's will. Because it didn't happen, it's God's will that it didn't happen. You didn't do anything to make it happen. You spoke it, but did nothing for it. You did absolutely nothing for it. But if you speak it, and you take the words that you put in action, you take those words and you put them in action, that what you spoke can actually come to fruition. If you, who are you? Are you just sitting idly by and just wasting your times with empty words? Or are you taking the very thing that you say and putting them into action? Are you saying, I love you and exhibit love? Are you saying that I hate you and you exhibit hate? Are you practicing the things that you say? I'm not a Christian. I'm just gonna let you know I'm not a Christian. I'm just gonna put that out right now, so nobody will be saying this and this and this. And no, I'm not a Muslim also. No, I'm none of those things. I'm none of those things. I'm not. I'm just a follower. You'll catch that on the way home. You know. Greetings to you. How you doing? I think that's Clear TV. What's going on? How you doing? JC, what's up, man? So my word today is to get to know who you are. Not this physical body, not this, but the ruah that lives in you. Get to know who you are. Sit down with yourself. Get to know you. Getting to know you, getting to know all about you. Because some of us will say, well, we would never do until you found to be in a situation and you would do the very thing that you said you would never do. Trust me. I would never do this and I would never do that until you are in a situation that demands that you make these choices. And pretty soon you'll find out truly who you are. And the question remains, will you be satisfied with that, which you find out about yourself? Are you okay? Are you able to look in the mirror and say, I love that guy. I love this woman. Are you able to do that? Are you able truly to look into the mirror and say, I love what I see? Because it's looking back at you. It's looking right back at you. And the ruah, the spirit that dwells in you, that it that lives in you, is sooner going to come out. It's going to come out. Find you. It's going to do exactly that. So when I ask the question, who are you? You got to sit down and know that person. You have to sit down and know that person. Because every day, it's a different day. Who you were, who you thought you were 5, 6 years ago is a totally different person. Totally different. I would say for me, I'm not the same person I was a few years ago. Definitely not. I see the change. I see the growth. I see now the things that I put my work and my energy into. I see them coming and happening, you know. And to see those things happening right before my very eyes lets me know that I'm more than just this physical body. I'm more than just that. See, I'm going to share this with you. I was talking to one of my dear Masonic brothers yesterday. And as he and I was breaking bread, we had a similar conversation to what I'm having with you today. And the thing is, you can't tell everybody what you know. I'm going to say this again. You can't tell everybody what you know because some people ain't ready for what you know. As to be facts, not something you believe in. I'm not saying believe in. I'm saying facts. You can't tell everybody. It's not to be told to everybody. Because everybody is not going to be where you're at and you're not going to be where they're at. So they're not ready to hear some things that you might want to share with them, that you're so excited about. Some things that you have actually seen and created out of your spirit. You know, I said this here. I am the result of those who prayed long ago. Hear this again. I am the result of those who prayed long ago. I exist because somebody long ago was praying. And I'm here. And I had to rethink that. I was like, Jesus, wow, that's deep. And then you have to think about, why am I here? What is my purpose here? And when you discover your purpose and knowing who you are, oh, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. How you doing? I'm going to say this again. When you discover your purpose and knowing who you are, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I believe that because see, when you're close to your ancestors, I'm going to say this, when you're close to your ancestors, you know who they are. You know your mother, your father, and they're no longer here with you. You know your uncles, and you know your aunties, and you knew your grandmother, and you knew these people. Do you think that you don't have the power and the spirit to actually access them? You think that you just... See, I think I'm a different person. I don't think I know that I have the ability to access them. I've seen them. I know what they look like. I've touched them. They're no longer here, but their ruah, that spirit that was in them, still exists. It just didn't evaporate. It just didn't no longer exist. It continues to exist. Because I am bone of their bone, I'm flesh of their flesh. Because of them, I'm here. Y'all are kids on the way home. Just as it is written in scriptures, it gives you the genealogy of everybody that comes up until you get to Christ. And it even has his brothers in there, his sisters and his mothers in that genealogy. And we talk about them all the time as you read the Bible. But how many of you talk about your ancestors the same way as it is in scriptures? How many of you do that? Yeah, I like that. I like communion with my ancestors. Lighting a candle, lighting a candle and actually having that conversation with my grandmother. I seen my grandmother. She's no longer here, but we talk about it all the time. You know how you go to church. I ain't be able to make it to the meeting tonight, but I'll be there in spirit. Do you really believe that? Is that factual? Is this something that you just say because you hear everybody else say it? Well, for those who was not able to make it, but they're here in spirit, do you know how true that is? But you have no idea of what you speak of. You have no idea of what you speak of. You talk a good game. It sounds good. But you don't know. You don't know. And it's my hope that when you're listening to this, consider what you say. Consider what you say when you speak those words. I may not be there with you, but I'm there in spirit. Consider what you say and how true and factual that is. Man, because this breath that we breathe and it comes back to us, once it leaves and it doesn't come back, you no longer exist. It's gone someplace else. It moves on. It creates. That energy still lives. It definitely do that. But some of us is not ready for that conversation. We're so hell-bent and stuck. I don't know. I hear people talking about the new 20 is the new 30 is the new 20s. No, 30 is 30. The new 30 or the new 40 is now the new 30s. No, when you 40, brother, you 40. Ain't nothing new about it. You never been 40. You 40. The new 50 is now the new 40s. No, bro, I'm 50. And when I'm 50, I've never been. I'm 50. It's all new to me. I'm 50. That's another year around the sun. I'm good. I'm 50. And then when you speak those things, when you talk about those things, and Scripture says talk about those things as if they exist, and then they happen. But you don't think so. You don't see that as being factual. I see that as being factual, a fact, not something that I believe. I'm talking about facts. There's a difference between having beliefs and facts. There's a difference. I remember my trip last year as I was doing some driving and visiting some friends. And it was crazy because of what I did and how things flowed so effortlessly on this trip I took. I flew into New Orleans and I went from New Orleans to Mississippi, from Mississippi to Atlanta, and I came back. My last stay was in New Orleans, Appalachia. I hope I ain't messed that up too bad. And I had an opportunity. I'm gonna tell you how the Spirit works. I had an opportunity to spend some time with some brothers. I call them brothers. Yes, I did. In Appalachia. Now, mind you, I've only met them, talked to them on the phone and through the medium as we use this YouTube and other. That's the only way I've ever talked to them and the only way I've ever seen them. Now, mind you, when I get to Appalachia, this brother opens up his entire home to me. He doesn't know me other than what he sees. And because our spirit connected, truly, our spirit connected. He opened up his house to me, gave me a room in his home to sleep. Brother, when I tell you that this brother went all out, he did. He truly did. And I commend him. And when I met his wife, he told me, my wife has only spoken to a few of my Masonic brothers, but she drew to you. And you was able to sit in my living room, have a conversation with my wife when she got off of work, and she usually don't do that. He told me, man, my wife don't do that, man. My wife come in, boom, boom, how's everybody doing? I'm great, and she's done. But Brother Tony, she drew to you, bro. Y'all sit and had a conversation, and the other brothers was outside eating. I was like, man, I ain't paying no attention to that. Man, yeah. But see, that's when the spirits connect. See, y'all missing something. Y'all, I'm telling you, man, this journey is a factual journey. You just gotta find out who are you. So look, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave on that note. It's been good. Man, I tell you, life got some lessons to teach us, and I try to draw from it everything I can and learn from it and love on it. That's what I try to do. And for those who know me, I appreciate you. I want to say thank you for sharing your space, your time with me, and actually giving me phone calls and say, hey, bro, what's going on? How's your family doing? I appreciate that. I really, really do. And you know who you are. I don't have to call your name. You have my number. You've reached out to me. We'll talk. So, you know, that's real talk, and I appreciate you. You know, and I appreciate those brothers who've been honest with me. And we didn't we good. I appreciate you. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. My time is up. At this moment, it is for this particular episode. What's up now? All right. So God be with everybody as he's with me. Let's see. Joshua, what's up, man? How you doing? Hey, bro, it's good. Thank you for the invite. I appreciate that, man. It was great. I think you're gonna do great things in your lodge, and I'm very proud of you, bro. What's up, Craig? Man, I was just talking about you, man. The sun was blocking, so I couldn't see who was all up on here, man. What's going on, brother? Hope that you're well, man. Peace and blessings to you. What's up, Mickey? Is that Mickey? Yes. Yeah, what's going on? Appreciate it. Peace and blessings to you too. Illinois Research Lodge, what's going on? Greetings. I'm getting ready to log off, bro. I'm sorry you're just getting in. But definitely to everybody who was here, I want to say thank you. And if you're getting anything out of this, man, I appreciate it. Peace and be well, and whatever you do, stay out the bushes. Keep your light on. I'm out.